Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome to Urban Live Sentinel tonight. Hey, we got a treat for you guys tonight. We've got someone in here that I know everyone remembers. Back in the day when my hair got gray, I was out there doing my thing too. So you're going to enjoy the guest that we have tonight. He's legendary. He's well known. I mean, gosh, can't say enough about him, but he's really hustling today. These days, he has two groups. They're really doing some good things. He's in the groove. That's why they call him Gene Groove Allen. Okay, so you guys will remember him from House Party, the first House Party. He was the one that was with the double-breasted suit on, just wiggling and jiggling with the young ladies. So, hey, without further ado, I'm going to welcome to the show Gene Groove Allen.
Whoop, whoop. What's going on?
What's up, man?
Oh, man. Like I told you, man, everything is beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
I feel marvelous, and it's just getting better. You know what I mean?
Okay, good. Yeah, man. What's my neighbor, man? We're not that far from each other. And I think, how we find out, Usher Digital, Ernest, hooked us up, and then we talked, and we found out, hey, we right up the street from each other. Such a small world.
Very small.
So before we get started in that, we're getting started, let's go back to the early days, okay?
Wow.
Let's go back to the first house party, okay, and talk about that for a few minutes. Then we're gonna come on up into the day. Okay. Now, I think everyone who's viewing it tonight and who will view it later on, everyone knows about House Party. House Party 1, 2, and I believe that was a 3. Everybody knows about it. Tell me, how did you get involved with the first house party? What led you to it? And take it from there.
Well, I don't know if people. So the real thing about it was we were rappers before we became actors. We were signed. The group, my brothers, love them to death. Groove Be Chill. We're from Long Island, New York. Had a group, and we worked with this guy called I call him Boy Genius. His name was Nate Tinsley, and he was working with this production company out of Queens. And he said, "Hey, there's this gentleman, Andre Harrell, who is getting a label. He's looking for a rap group, and they heard our demo. So we ended up going out to Queens, auditioning for Andre, and we were the last group signed to Uptown Records. And Uptown Records is, to me, the most iconic." Black-owned record company. We call it Champagne Lifestyle, Bougie Ghetto. But Andre was such a mentor to us. Rest in peace, Andre Harrell. He signed us, and we ended up being in the videos. The first 2 videos was Uptown's Kicking It. I don't know if anybody remembers, Groovy Chill running around the table with the rock finesse and quest and the homeboy Posey. And we did Mr. Big Stuff. And the producer and director at the time was the Hudlin Brothers. So we were going to Queens, and we were about our business. The call time to do this video for Mr. Big Stuff was maybe 7 o'clock. We got there at 5, because we're about our business. We wanted to show them that we're ready, we're professional. And we ended up talking to them before everybody got there. But more importantly, and this stood out, when everybody left, we asked them that they need some help. And we helped them put chairs up. And I just spoke to Warrington, maybe about 6-7 months ago, Warrington Hudlin, and he told us that what we did really stood out. And I say that because, anything you do leaves a mark. It could be positive, it could be negative, but it's going to leave a mark. So let me get back to it. So they asked us what we did. We did house parties. DJ Bilal Miller, my man, Be Successful, the legendary. He was our DJ. There's Dowchill Mitchell, rapper, Gene Groove Allen, Groovy Groove. And he said, well, listen, one day we got this idea of this movie, and we want to learn and get things from you. So for a whole year and a half, we would meet them uptown, meet them downtown, and we would give them bits and pieces and snips of what we did at the house party. Like there was a part in the movie where Play comes late to pick up Martin Lawrence.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that actually happened to Bilal. Oh, that's right. Bilal, well, I'll get to that. Bilal's name is the name of Martin Lawrence in the movie. And I say that because the Hudlin brothers had us do audition. We were doing like little workshops, learning about acting, all the things that we needed to do to kind of get better, timing and etc. And one day they called us and said, "Hey, we got you an audition. We got this movie." At the time, it was with Disney and New Line Cinema. We went down to audition for the parts. My part, and I don't think a lot of people know this, we were supposed to be the stars of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
My part was Play. My man Chill Mitchell was Kid, and Bilal was the DJ, because that's what we did. And we killed it, tore it up. You know, you guys are funny. Oh my goodness, we love you. But we didn't have a hit record.
Mm-hmm.
So, unfortunately, Kid and Play got the roles. I still have the script with my name in it. And, you know, the Hudlin brothers allowed us, but they definitely allowed us to do and get into the movie. Parts that, you know, co-starring parts, but it really was a chance for us to really show our stuff in Iconic. And that's kind of how it was.
I'll tell you, that was a fun movie, man. It was a great movie and everything. You know, like I said, you took me, man, when you came in and started dancing with the old homegirl, boy. And then you turn around and looked at her like when she moved on, you looking like, hey, what? And then you went back to it again, you know.
I think the genius of the movie was the fact that, you know, nobody had egos. We all, you know, did what, you know, we were all young musicians, artists, actors, actresses. We went there to have fun, and the Hudlin brothers allowed us to really put ourselves into it. So the moves, some of those moves you see at dance clubs at the time, you know, you go to Garage, you know, in New York, and you know, and, you know, and all the things that we did, all the antics, you know, the scandalous and you know, all the things that we did, they allowed us to put it. And if it didn't work, and they would take it out. But a lot of stuff we did, like the dance moves, like me and Chill, you know, talking. The fall was crazy, but you know, it allowed us to really embellish what we do in real life. So I thank the Hudlin brothers, and I thank the people that watched it.
Hey, but like I said, it was a great movie. I mean, it was very enjoyable. It was funny. I believe the other guys in the movie, the heavy hitters, that was full force, right?
My brothers.
Yeah, and man, the movie was just a great movie. I mean, it's almost like, and I'm pretty sure you heard people talk about it. It's almost like a cult movie.
It is.
Okay.
It is. I tell you, like, you know, this year we were voted in the Library of Congress.
Oh, cool, man! So great.
The movie House Party. I am part of history now. That movie will go on forever. So you go to Washington D.C. Library of Congress. You see House Party. You might see me doing my little spin. You might see me walking home. I seen the light. You know, it's an honor. It really is.
Now, do you stay in touch with many of the guys that were in the movie?
I do, you know, full force. So I do this internet TV show, TFN. Shout out to TFN, Marshane, Dr. Cynthia Ashley, the Queen. I do this called the Total Faith Show. I'm the host there, and the Full Force brothers, Paul Anthony and B Fine, were one of my first guests to come on that show. I mean, they really looked at, they really like supported me. So I talk to Lou all the time. I talk to Chill a lot. I talk to B every now and then. I've connected with, you know, AJ sometimes. Tisha and Martin, you know, they were on another levels, but it's all good. I got number one. Kid and Play, I just seen them in LA about 2-3 months ago when I went to LA for the new House Party premiere. So, and it's all good. And, you know, now some of those gentlemen have been joining us and will be continue to join us on the House Party Experience tour that we'll talk about later.
Yeah. Now, you know, Play doesn't live far from us. You know, he lives down in North Carolina. You know, he's teaching at North Carolina Central University and Duke University, you know, so he's right down the road from us and everything, you know. So it's really cool, man. It's really cool. You know, like I said, that's a cult favorite, man.
Definitely.
You know, every time, and like you said, every time you turn around, TV One or either BET has it on there, you know.
And I still get residuals. Ooh, thank you.
Hey, look, say keep it coming, keep playing every day.
Keep watching. The funny thing is, it's like even now, and this is like 30, 31 years old, and I still get people recognize me. I don't got the hair no more. Not as spry as I used to be, but people still recognize me. They like, I know you from somewhere, and when they catch it, they say that's my favorite part. Me in the kitchen, me dancing with the girl, walking home and getting dropped at the door. People love that. So those are the moments that I'm glad will live on, and those are the kind of moments that will stick with people. So I know I did a good job.
Yeah. One thing I think about sometimes when you think about your life and what you've done and everything, if you've done good and you left something behind, once you're gone, you're still here, because people can go back and look at your films, your pictures, they can read about you. And you can go to the internet now and put your name in there and all your stuff will pop up. So, I mean, you're going to go on. You might be 6 feet under, but you're going to go on forever, influencing somebody.
True. It's funny you said that because I definitely believe that you want to leave a mark, but now I'm kind of like in this idea that I want to leave something, but I also want to be able to help people. So when I leave, they'll see the movies, but I want to see the people that I've been able to help. And that's been our mission. When I say we are the purpose, everybody that I touch, including you, any way that I can help, whether you're an artist, a writer, a plumber, I don't care. If there's something that I can bring, if you want A and you want to be introduced to B and I know B, then that's my job. That's my mission. I think that is going to leave a bigger mark than my movies or anything I can do personally.
Amen. Okay. So I'm going to holler at my producer. Hey, Mark, if you have that song, can you cue it up for us? So we can go into the next segment.
Trying to have fun, but it won't happen unless you're here. Have visions of your smile, girl, your touch, it drives me wild. Cause the truth is that I want no other girl. From the day that we met to the times that we spent, I know that you're the one for me. The touch of your lips, every time that we kiss, sends me to another world. My dream. No makeup on, chilling out, maxing, relaxing out, cool. You remind me of my G, man, you wanna ride through? What's the fact? You know how to act, lay you on your back, hit the cat, gotta break me off, top me like a boss, and the course, take me as I am, I ain't got a flaws. Niggas mad cause they spent the cash, never got to smash high. Look, love the way the booty bobbing, I just wanna get right to it, I ain't one for all the talking, got you swinging off the trees, yeah, just like we in the jungle, we ain't nothing, I got plenty, I'm like Tarzan with the bundles, what's the meaning? I don't wanna wake up if I'm dreaming, feeling like Joe to see cause I'm fiending, for your love, when your touch, just the thought got me open, you don't really take much cause I'm dreaming, just thinking of you. You know you're everything I need, girl. Everything I want, girl. Dreaming, just thinking of you. You got that special kind of love that makes me want you more and more. Dreaming, just thinking of you. You know you're everything I need, girl. Everything I want, girl. Dreaming, just thinking of you. You got that special kind of love that makes me want you more and more.
Okay, man, that's our summertime anthem, man. That's our
Yo,
summertime anthem.
man, I'm smiling. It's funny because
Mhm.
I hear it so much, but when you hear it, I never get tired of it. And I don't know, I'm so proud of those fellas. They've given me a new focus and a new journey. Because believe me,
Mhm.
I wasn't thinking about none of this about 2 years ago. Real talk, that was not my vision. But God has a say in all that. You know what I
Mhm.
mean?
Well, what was your vision 2 years ago? You said that wasn't your vision 2 years ago. What was your
I'll be
vision?
honest with you, man. For years, I'm in LA. I'm doing this movie, and I think I'm going to be a big star. And I end up coming back home, and
Mhm.
nothing happening. I had to go back to work, get a job, and I worked, but it's still not your passion. Friends of mine got me back to LA, so I started doing voice acting. I did Pringles potato chips, honeycomb cereal, Coca-Cola, doing rap versions of what they wanted. And then that stopped. And then you go back to work and so all these years I kept on, I didn't have a purpose. And I remember that I was in LA. My friend Dowcher Mitchell, he had a show called Brothers with Michael
Mhm.
Strahan,
Mhm.
Carl Weathers, and Carl Weathers is like I started fanning when I was on the set.
Mhm.
We're on the, he has a condo in Pacific Ocean, and it's beautiful, and the wind is blowing, and the water, and we're sitting. I said, I want to come back. I want to come back. He said, well, you got to have a purpose. GHAP. And I came back to New York, and that's when I started getting into my own head, and I got depressed. Literally, I blamed everybody. I blamed friends, family, my relationships for me not being who I wanted to be. And I finally, most recently, I kind of realized that the purpose was inside me all along. I'm the purpose. God had the purpose in me.
Mhm.
I just gotta let it out and show it. So for the past 2 years, I really worked on self improvement, and God opened doors. I went to TFN on a humble, being their host. I was supposed to be a guest, and I ended up being their host. Through that, these gentlemen called me and said, "Hey, we got this song. We're doing a video. We're going to pay homage to House Party. Would you like to be in it?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure. Let's do it." And they gave me the song, and it was New Jack Swing, and that's where I came from. Uptown Records. Teddy Riley. He is
Right.
the epitome. He is the icon of New
Mhm.
Jack. I don't want to use the word uh, Lord, but he's
Mhm. Right. Right.
I'm from that era, and these guys were serious. That's their music. New Jack Swing, '90s R&B, but they flip it in their style with the rapping and everything.
Mhm.
So I said, I want to be part of it. I like what you guys are doing. So I said, let's do the video. Somehow they went and got connected with Fat Man Scoop. They were buying like ads for him, just drops because he uses his voice.
Mhm.
President of the party, Fat Man Scoop. Shout out to Fat Man. And he heard the song. He said, I love it. I love you guys are onto something. He said, I want to do a remix for free. He did the remix.
Okay.
He said, I want to be in as long as let me be in the video, shoot with my people. So they're already set up. They're hooked, because nobody talking to an icon like Fat Man Scoop. Fat Man, he came from the old school for me, and he's been around a long time. And he's
Mhm.
got hit after hit after hit. So he's the man. So I asked him, I wanted to do a song with him. I said, yeah, I really like your stuff. I'd love to do a song with you. So they did a song. We did a song called Payday. And the next thing I know, maybe a week later after we recorded it, they asked me to be their manager. Now, I'm gonna tell you, I've been in banking for a long time, and I've managed branches. I had, Andre Harrell, God rest his
Mhm.
soul. Um, he was our manager, and it wasn't a great scenario because we weren't managed correctly. And I think that's because we didn't really know what we wanted to be. But when you're young, you're like, yo, I want to be like Heavy D. I want to be like I'll Be Sure.
Right.
So
Mhm.
I didn't want to manage. Oh, I got it. Oh no. Boy. I started getting hives. But we all know God
Mhm.
brings you opportunities. And if you don't take them, you'll never get another. And I said, you
Mhm.
know what? I thought about it, spoke to my wife about it, and I said, okay. And doors started opening up. I'll tell you, my friend, if anyone would tell me the things that we have been engaging in and being part of and moving on, I would say no. But then, my God is a supernatural God, so he brings it.
Yes, yes. Amen. Amen to that. Amen to that. Amen to that. Now that's New Jack Kings is in that video too, right?
Yeah, B&A
Okay.
Allen, DJ Chemo, the
Mm-hmm.
guys are really talented. Like I said, when I think of music, there's stuff that's happening now, and trends. These guys take that niche, and that's the niche. That's their path. They're not trying to change. They're not trying to be. They're who they are. They love this music. They breathe this music. They write their songs, and when people hear it, people smile.
Mm-hmm.
This is I call this family friendly music, and because of that, it allows us to do so many different things where other artists, other rappers might not be able to get to. I talk about another God journey was meeting Dreamer 369. And these gentlemen out in Maryland, incredible brothers. I was doing a business, I do banking, and I had sponsored a business expo, Black Business Expo out in California, Maryland.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't going to go. It was a Saturday. I didn't feel like I ain't going. I'm going to stay and watch some football, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Last minute, I decided to go, and I went there. Once again, that's God. Go, go, go.
Mm-hmm.
And before I left, I met these two brothers at the door, and I was like, "What do y'all do?" He said, "Well, we do podcasts, blah blah blah, recording, etc. etc." They said, "You look familiar." So then one guy said, "You look that guy in House Party." Once again, and I said, "I am," and we started chopping it up, and they invited me to their pool table podcast. Shout out to Dreamer 369, OG Hustle. I mean, and Tree Gotti, DJ Tree Gotti, and that night we sat at the table and we talked about what we're talking about now.
Mm-hmm.
And I came up, I came up with that idea, like I am the purpose, because I am, the purpose inside me. But more importantly, I transitioned that and say, we are the purpose, like anybody I connect with now, because it wasn't done for me. So anybody I connect with now, I want to take them to their next level, whatever it might be. And OG Hustle whispered in my ear, he said, "Listen, Groove, you got a lot to still give back to the culture. What do you think about a house party experience tour?" And it has culminated to where we are now, to the point where New Jack Kings, Dreamer 369, local venues, the bigger venue, Full Force, have some spot dates, maybe Kid and Play show up nice and smooth, maybe Christopher Williams. It's just High Five.
Mm-hmm.
It's just such an incredible journey, and it's a lot of love out there. A lot of love. We get a lot of love.
Now, when are you going to do a house party here in Maryland? Hey, or have you already done one?
So we did a kickoff.
Okay.
California, it was a house party. It was a little house party. But we are working on some tour dates in DC. I want to do the Howard Theater.
Okay.
And I want to do something else, Howard Theater, and something else where we can bring that experience, because the experience it's about the music, it's about the fun, it's about the sing along. What I do as the host,
Mm-hmm.
I will get out there and I talk to, I get out there and we singing and we dancing. So we might start off with Frankie Beverly and Maze, and I get in the audience and I'm grabbing a guy or a girl and we singing together on the mic, and that's getting that flow. When you singing in the songs, I remember in the parties, song got good, you start singing and dancing. That's what we do. I take it to them, so they're singing, Frankie Beverly and Maze. They're singing Cheryl Lynn, Got to Be Real. They're singing Nothing But Love from Heavy D. They're singing, and everybody loves Mary J. Blige.
Oh yeah.
And like we drop the, and the ladies be time on my. It is nothing like a quiet room and them singing to that song with no music, and they just in the flow. I'm going down. I'm telling you, that's the experience. And when you leave, you're like, yo, I was part of that experience, and that's it. We want them part of it.
Yeah. Now, going back to house party again, because something I forgot to ask you, where was the house that it was filmed at? Where were y'all filming that at?
The original house is in from the outside shots is in LA.
Okay.
Shot on set. Most of it was shot on set. You know, like that the whole dance scene, the whole house, that was done on a huge set.
Oh, okay.
John Witherspoon's part where he was like, "Hey, baby, yes, you do got some nice ones," which is iconic. You know, Robin Harris. You know.
Oh, look, and Robert Harris, he took the movie. Okay.
Yo,
oh, I miss that guy. That guy was funny as all.
I'm gonna tell you the truth. We would go to the set just when he was on, when he was doing his sets, because we knew he was gonna take it to another level, and he did all the time. It was to the point where they had to kick us out because we couldn't stop laughing. Right, we couldn't stop laughing. But yeah, we did all that, and most of the stuff was shot on set.
Oh, okay. So all the extras, all the young people that were in the movie was just people from LA, the LA community.
Yeah. But you know, the funny thing, you know, you find out that like there's a couple actresses. There was oh my goodness, Marsha Ambrosia. She was, another gentleman, Clint, I forget his name. They, you know, he was like, follow the drip. Not that you know, AJ, you know, he was a lot of people that were even the extras became greater than that movie just because they had talent. And I'm gonna tell you, a lot of times that's where we hang out. We hung out in the extras. The extras had they had a whole little, that's where we would hang out. We would hollering. It was hollering. Those were the days.
Well, I tell you, history.
Yes.
Okay, so getting back to what you're doing now and everything. So you say hopefully you can get something at the Howard Theater.
Yeah, we're gonna work on DC. You know, what's happening is, what we find is that when you're trying to build a brand, you know, and so we got Fat Man Scoop as our guy. He's our connect. You know, so we're getting ready to do some things in London through him. To bring that song there. My partner Ernest Usher, that's the fourth member of the New Jack Kings.
Oh, y'all got Ernest doing a little something now. What he doing? Carrying the water and stuff.
Yo, Ernest the truth. I call him my consigliere. You know, when I'm like going through things, inventing, I'll call him on the side like, yo, Ern, man, blah 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 blah. He'll listen to me. He'll calm me down. He'll put me off the ledge. But you know, I'm gonna tell you. Once again, I hope people understand that the theme through what I'm saying is this is God. My man Bilal, DJ Bilal Miller, DJ B, be successful. He knows Nicole Dalton, and he did her podcast. So she said, "Can you get grooves?" So they asked me. I came on, and I started following her. And I noticed she was like she was 5, 6, 7, 8 posts a day, and like it seemed like she was all over. I said, well, who does your media? She said, my guy, check him out. So I talked to him, email, we conversed. And, you know, at first it was like, you know, kind of like, okay, this is how much? Okay, do this, you're going to do this, blah, 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 introduce the guys. But like after the 3rd, 4th month, I'm going to tell you the truth. It's not even and this was been a year and some change now. It's not even a business agreement. He's family. You know, he goes beyond the call in terms of what we do, what we've done. And I would say, and I would plug anybody, if you want a social media guru, because everybody's out there and they'll send you stuff, and I can get you at #1 on Google, and you can. Ern loves us. We love Ernest, and he's the man that has really put us in places that, you know, in terms of social media, because I don't have a clue. I don't have the time. And, you know, we went from, and the guys they didn't have no platform at all. None. They started last April or May. They have like maybe 1,000, 1,100 followers. They got a YouTube channel. They got a Linktree. They got a .card. They've got all these different scenarios and connections through what they're doing through their social media. Where, you know, High Five is down with us, and they're gonna come on tour with us. Chris Williams, he's gonna come on tour with us. You know, all these different pieces through the things that he's allowed us and created for us.
Ernest is good. That's my guy.
Yeah.
Well, you know, because we're in the same marketing group, so you know. So Ernest is good at what he's doing. He's getting better, you know, and he's growing. So he's being blessed, man. He's truly being blessed and everything, you know. So yeah, man. So do people recognize you here in our area?
They do. They do. A lot of times, because you got to remember, I work in a bank, and
Okay, yeah,
depending upon, people. Sometimes they look at me, sometimes they don't, and depends upon the demographics.
right.
Hey, hi, good morning. How you doing? And then some be like, yo, I know you, bro. So it depends on which branch you at. You know what I mean? But it's all love. It's
Uh-huh.
but love, man, and I give love back.
Right. If you're down in Prince Frederick or Lexington Park or something like that,
man, listen. I remember
hang it up.
one of the branches when I came to the bank that I've just left. It was in Leonardtown, and the branch I had a post, had a bar and a post, and I'm like, what is that for? I'm thinking it's like part of the plumbing. What was that? I look out my window. There's a wagon and a horse. I'm like,
right, the Amish. Yeah,
they tied the wagon to the. I was like done. I was done. Oh,
yeah, the Amish.
Not in Kansas anymore.
Yeah, I tell you, not getting off subject, but in the summertime, you and your wife need to go down to St. Mary's, kind of down where the Amish live. I mean, they got some good vegetables and stuff down there, boy.
That's true.
They be hooking you up, man. But look, okay, let's get back to the show. But look, tell me this: what are your thoughts on modern radio and modern music?
Oh, that is a real good question. So as an artist, and I'm always an artist, I appreciate creativity. And I'm not going to knock anybody's hustle. I'm not going to do that because what you eat ain't coming out of me. Now the decisions that we make, like I said, it's really basic. I have a 14-year-old daughter and a 30-year-old daughter. My 14-year-old, she didn't listen to regular radio until she's maybe 12. 12. And all that time. So if she heard R&B, it would be like that soft. It would be nothing but, I got sunshine and, can't get next to you, babe. Stuff like that. Gospel. So I really think the bigger picture is that we know this is a business. We know why they do what they do. We don't want to talk about it. I remember when, back in my day, when the creativity of self-awareness was huge for African Americans in rap. And for a minute it was played on radio, then they stopped playing it. And I believe, I'm not a conspiracy type of guy, but powers that be say, nah, we don't want them being aware. We want them to do what they do. And here's where we are. So I believe, I'm not knocking it. It's okay. Sometimes I listen to some of it. I like a lot of it. I'm not gonna let my child listen to it. I'm gonna let her make a decision. And I think that's for every parent, every person that has that type of control. If you're that leader, that guide for that person, for your household, you can make that choice. Because I've seen ones that raised up on that stuff. We know. I got I got family, in Newark and in Brick City. You know what I'm saying? I got friends in Queens and Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? Manhattan. I see what it does. I see what it can do. Put it like this now in our area, the mall, gunfire.
Yeah, man, who would have thought? I mean, because you just heard about the day before before Sunday, some guy down in Texas shooting up the mall, and then on Sunday, I'm getting a text.
Yep.
It's in our area, man. So you're not immune from what's going on in this world. It's going to touch you one way or the other. People, talking about the fear. I'm concerned. I'm not going to be fearful. I'm going to go out. I'm not going to lock myself in the house. I'm just going to be aware of my surroundings.
Yeah.
And that's what I got to do. Now, tell me something. How do you all promote daydreaming on the radio now? What type of promotion are y'all doing?
The funny, nowadays, and that's another thing with money, with the way the music business is, you don't really need a record deal.
Okay.
Do you want radio play? That's great. But if you get streams, if you get enough people following you,
Mm-hmm.
they're gonna knock on your door. Daydreaming right now. My man Fat Man Scoop, he's going to London,
Mm-hmm.
so he's gonna put together a kind of like a screen where Daydreaming. He's gonna open with that and a QR code, and he's gonna close with Daydreaming because he's on it. And that's the kind of way you promote. Because
Mm-hmm.
what it used to do, we say, hey, can you sign me? It's like now you're like, nah, I don't want to be signed. I'm gonna do what I do. You're gonna come see me.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how you do it. My friend, another good friend of mine, God Journey, name is DJ Juan Kuhn, celebrity DJ. He's a hell of a brother, hell of a DJ,
Mm-hmm.
and hell of a businessman. And he's a friend of my family that I've known this young lady since I was 9 or 10. And like maybe a year ago, she said, you need to talk to Juan Kuhn. I'm like, I never heard of him before.
Mm-hmm.
I give him a call one day and he says, Groove, I know who you are. When he used to play for Andre, when when Uptown Records was in Brooklyn, Andre had like a 3-4 condo in Brooklyn.
Mm-hmm.
He played for a party. And I remember, and he said, you came to me and he said, yo, you got mad skills, man. Don't stop. Keep doing what you're doing, man. You the man. And he said, I always remembered that. So, and you're a close family friend to my sister, and I love her. So I love you as a brother. So this guy took me, we met again, we've talked and worked and did some things.
Right.
We go to North Carolina last month and we sat in the Waffle House in Charlotte. And he said, listen, I'm going to drop on 3 jewels on you. And this is what I'm going to help you do. I'm going to work on you he said, you ever thought about corporate sponsorship? I'm like, yeah, everybody. How do I do that? He says, well, I have 2 of them and I'm going to take you to them.
Mm-hmm.
And then he talked about a distribution deal and I can take you to that too. So once again, God has that journey.
Mm-hmm.
God will take you where he wants you to be. You just got to say yes to the opportunity and be true with it, and be true to. So it's not even about radio play anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Somehow we gonna eat.
Yeah. Well, that's good. You got those connections, man, that are willing to share with you and help you move along. They're not trying to keep it all to themselves, and just look out for themselves.
That's what happened before. That's why I say now we're the purpose. I'm telling you, Reg, however I can help you and your, if it's a point of trying to find, more celebrities to come on your show, that's what I'm gonna do.
You own, man. You own, okay? I'm taping it. It's on tape. It's on YouTube, okay?
He said it right here. He said it right here.
That's right. Well, look, let me ask you another question. Do you feel that performers and athletes are learning much before they get the money on how to handle their money and finances and hold on to it?
I think now they do.
Mm-hmm.
Now they do, because we know there's a lot of broke brothers, NBA, a lot of broke performers, and the money's different too. The money's real.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So and the ideology behind what's going to make money, a lot of now we know it's about if you notice for the past, maybe not this year as much, but like 3-4 years, everybody talking about owning your masters. Well, 10 years ago, we didn't think about owning masters. I just wanted to get on and do a record. And I'm gonna be honest, I'm an artist, but I also know investments. If I come to you, Reggie, and I say I got this idea, man, I got this music, and you say, okay, Groove, I'm gonna give you $1 million. You own that. Even though I created it, you own it, because now unless I pay you back that $1 million, until I give you that $1 million, and we know in the music business you never really give it back. So that intellectual property is very important, and people are smarter now. Entertainment is smarter now about that.
Yeah. Now, are you doing NFTs? Have you started using that form of?
I have not. That's interesting because my older daughter, she does that, and I told her, I don't know nothing about EFT or ABC or 1, 2, 3. She said, Dad, hopefully she'll teach me. But I believe this: it's important to learn, even if you don't use it, because as things move, The same thing, you know, when you turn the computer on, or getting on Facebook, or now TikTok, or now it's Snapchat. You know, you have to, you don't have to be part of the trend, but you got to understand the trend.
Right. Okay, good. And what about the megaverse, the metaverse? You been into the metaverse yet?
I have, man. See, right. So Warrington Hunland built this like kind of house party metaverse about 4 or 5 months ago. I tried it, man. I got dizzy. I ain't gonna lie. I'm there clicking and I'm looking and I'm walking in the walls, and you know, it's an incredible intelligence. It's an incredible creativity. Now, you know, my friend Shane Vision, you know, from EFN, he's the COO of the organization Total Faith Network. Shout out. He was talking about doing a concert in the metaverse. And to me, you know, I think that stands to make sense because I can't reach people in Zurich.
Right.
Metaverse I can. So I think as we start achieving, as the conglomerate, you know, New Jack Kings, Dreamer 369, as we start building more of a base, you know, those types of ideas kind of make sense because now we're able. We not only have the following, but we have the backing, sponsorship.
Man, awesome. So how the guys with New Jack Kings doing these days? How they doing?
They're doing wonderful, man. You know, I tell you, these brothers. When I first went over their house, one's in Philly and one's in Jersey, and you know we're doing the song "Payday," and so I'm from New York. So you know when you go to someone's house that you don't really know, you kind of like, you know, I have to carry something with you. You never know. So I went to DJ Chemo. His house. He lives in Willingboro, New Jersey. I went to him. And you know, I walked in, and these are the first times I've actually met them. I talked to them on the phone. I don't think we never did a Zoom or anything, or maybe we did do a Zoom. And I walk in, and he has 4 daughters, like stair stepped. And it was around Christmas time, and they are the sweetest things. You know, they're like, "Come on in," and they're making the tree in the corner, and his significant other comes in, and she welcomes me in. And the little one says, you know, introduce herself, and she points to the other 3 sisters, and they're on the steps, and this is. It was just like, it was so heartwarming. I'm like, yeah, I'm in the right place. So, you know, they're doing good. You know, they're practicing, honing on their skills. You know, I tell them to keep practicing the dance steps because that's important. They gotta be out there doing the 4 tops. You know, I tell them, you know, if you can't out dance me, something wrong. Because you know, during the house party experience too, I'm dancing, I'm grooving, I'm back and forth on the stage, I'm down in the audience, I'm bringing people up from the audience to the stage. So, you know, they got to get they swerve on.
So, where's your next house party going to be held at?
Right now, it's kind of not, I wouldn't say hiatus, but right now I'm focusing on my meetings with these corporate sponsorships. And I have a feeling that we will be, you know, so I'm flying out to Vegas. That's another thing. I forgot about that. Friends, once again, God, friends, connections. If you ask, you will receive. Faithful and a good steward with what he brings to you. Vaughn Zilla is this gentleman from Michigan, and he knows everybody. And he's friends with Marshane Winfield, you know, Shaw Vision, and he has these friends in Vegas. So I tell him about this idea, and lo and behold, you know, these guys get on the phone and say, like, we love the idea. We would love to have you come to Vegas. So then they say, I'm gonna introduce you to Johnny Stewart. Now, Johnny Stewart, older gentleman, he produces shows out of the Legend of Hollywood. And he also does cruises. So I'm flying out to Vegas in about a week or 2, and I'm meeting with them. And I think I'm going to get the guys in Vegas, and we might even do a short residence, like a week, you know, because they're looking at venues and they're sending me emails like, yeah, you know, you do 3 shows a day, at least for 5 days. I said, well, I'm gonna keep them busy. So it's been a blessing, man. So, you know, we'll probably go to Vegas for a minute, you know, spin the wheel a couple of times, and then kick off, because we also do local venues. every place can't be a big, not a big stadium, but we're talking about you might have a venue 300-500 people. It's not going to be a big 2,000 theater, 3,000, but that's okay too, because that experience, the smaller the audience, the better the experience to me, because we get real intimate. So we have a kind of design or package to fit local venues, and then we have the big Live Nation kind of scenario. So we trying to get all ends, and we also the biggest piece of it is we talk about giving back and giving to the community. And I think that for nonprofits, because I'm a business banker, nonprofits always have a trouble with raising funds.
Right.
So, and I once again, I hope you get that thread. Through TFN, I interviewed Sean James. Sean James is an ex-NFL player for Minnesota Vikings. He's also sits on the board of the NFLPA, National Football League Players Association, out of Jersey. So him and Derek Faulkner is the president. So we're working with where we will go to different nonprofits and hopefully get to the point where the New Jack Kings perform, but we also bring a football player with us to kind of help them raise money, and talk to the kids and all that kind of stuff. So it's really about giving back too, man. I know I've talked about being on stage and whatnot, but at the end of the day, it's about our community.
That's great. That is great. That is great, man. Time is getting away. Lord have mercy.
Busy, bro.
Yeah, I know. But man, we're gonna have we're gonna talk some more offline. And everything, because as you know, to the viewers, Urban Sentinel Live is a part of the Urban Sentinel magazine media family. So I have a magazine, so got to get my man here and his guys on the cover of the magazine. So I got to work on that. So
I would love that.
We got to talk. We got to talk about that and everything, and then we got to maintain our connection and try to help each other out, man.
We're gonna have lunch. We're gonna break some bread.
We're gonna definitely do that. We're gonna definitely do
y'all
that.
are only like 15 miles away from each other and everything.
We're not even 15 miles away.
Y'all are like right around the corner.
We can walk and meet.
You can walk to each other and all that.
I mean,
I had a quick question, and actually he was getting some of the questions that I got, but I did have a question for you because I had mentioned that Mike G from the Jungle Brothers also lives down here, and he's actually in the blue collar field because when he's not traveling with the Jungle Brothers, he is actually a plumber. He has his own plumbing company right here in Durham, North Carolina. Mike G has his own.
Yes. Wait a minute. So Mark, you're in Durham?
I'm in Durham. Yes.
Okay. So man, see what I'm saying? My mother's from Durham. Okay. My family is the Langleys. I was raised every summer from age 8 to like 20, I spent summers on the West End on Kent Street.
Oh yeah, well I'm right around the corner from Kent Street. I live in Duke Manor, which is literally around the corner from Kent Street. So literally, I'm right around the corner from Kent Street. The bus that I catch, because I usually take the bus. I'm a mass transit kind of get around person, but literally it goes by Kent Street on a regular basis. So if you know Kent Street, you know Duke Manor, that whole area. I am literally right around the corner. So yes, a small world. But yeah, I didn't know if you teamed up because, like I said, Mike G, filmmaker buddy of mine, is actually I've known his aunt for a while, and that's actually who did some work with Mike G and done some other work with some other filmmakers. But they have been looking at his life because, like I said, he is a plumber, but he is also still travels with the Jungle Brothers. So
an artist, man, incredible artist. Wow. Small world.
And the other thing is that I work at it, and Reggie knows this. I work at if you remember Durham, you also know the St. Joseph's Historic Foundation, or what is commonly known as the Hayti Heritage Center. That is the old converted church, and all in that space. But they are part of the National Performance Network, which is a consortium of minority cultural centers. So I don't know whether you've had a chance to talk to them or had a chance to negotiate with them, but that might be a way to get into the
I have
various cultural arts centers.
Please let me know. I would love to, to come back home. Oh man, that would be crazy. I appreciate that for real.
Yeah. And then when you come down there, I'll come down. I'm from North Carolina myself. I'm not far from Durham, North Carolina. My hometown.
Yeah.
I mean, he went around the school from, like I said, Haytag just down the road from North Carolina Central, and Reginald, from what I remember, is a North Carolina Central graduate.
Yes, and grew up down there. All of us from down there, man. We got some Southern roots and everything.
That's true.
Got some Southern words, you know. Well,
look,
thing
I was just gonna bring up to you real quickly, and I'm gonna bounce off, let y'all finish. Is Bootsy Collins is actually doing a Funk Night Fight tour, so that's somebody else you might want to team up with as well. So he's actually looking at doing a tour around funk music and that popular song that he's got going on as well. So that's actually a thing.
Send me those contacts, man. I'm gonna call him. I'll send him the deck. I'll send him some music and see what we make happen. Like I said, I'm about spreading love the Brooklyn way. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Well, like I said, the person that I am involved with that is from New York and Brooklyn. That is Zach Robertson. So Zach Robertson is the head of a band called the Nappy Head Funk Army. So he originally started that band there in New York.
I love that. Thank you, bro. I appreciate you.
No problem. So I'll definitely make those contacts for you and everything, but I'll let y'all wrap it up and everything.
Okay. All right. Well, look, man, Gene, I have enjoyed spending some time with you this evening, man.
Definitely.
You know, it's been great. It's been wonderful. To all of the viewers out there tonight, you know, if you see Gene and his crew in town, please support them.
Yes.
Support New Jack King and what's his name again?
Fat Man Scoop.
Fat Man Scoop. Yeah, be looking at, you know, if you get a chance, go to YouTube and put in Daydream and you'll hear the song. Hey, look, far I'm concerned, you know, it's a summer anthem, okay? It's got that old school funk. It's on time, okay?
And let me plug the Dreamer 369. They got a song coming out, Good Times.
Oh, okay.
Definitely, you know, that's going to be another summer anthem. Dreamer 369, my brothers, you know, these guys got it locked. You know, they do all types of music, but they also do feeling good music. And
okay,
definitely one of them.
Yeah, so we got to talk about that offline too, so I can get them on the show one evening and everything. You know, and talk to them and everything. But look, man, it's been great. I have enjoyed it. We got to get to go for lunch or dinner. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. We stay so close to each other. We just ain't had the opportunity. But I know you're busy. I'm kind of busy. But man, we got to make time.
We got to make some time.
Got to make that time and everything. So look, everyone. We're working on the May edition of Urban Sentinel magazine. Should be out hopefully by the weekend. The cover this month. If you like, if you look at reality TV. And you look at Love and Marriage, Huntsville, Alabama. Melanie's mother is on the cover this month, and she's a sweet person. You know what you see on TV is not what you see in the person, because reality TV. I mean, she's sweet and very humble. Vanessa, she's very sweet and humble. So I'll be posting that on Instagram soon. And, you can go to the Urban Sentinel 2. And you'll see it on Instagram, the cover, and I have the instructions there on how you can go online and make a purchase of it. Gene, what's your final word for the people before you leave?
I just say this, at the end of the day, keep your eyes open. God's going to bring you opportunities, and always remember, we are the purpose. And that means however you can help somebody else, help them, because believe me, you're going to help yourself in the end.
Yes. Okay, everyone. Good night. Tell your friends to go to YouTube, put in Urban Sentinel Live, and you can spread this show around. Hey, let's get some numbers up there tonight. Good night, everyone. Have a good week. Be safe and say your prayers. Peace out, Gene.
Trying to have fun, but it won't happen unless you're here. Have visions of your smile, girl, your touch, it drives me wild. Cause the truth is that I want no other girl. From the day that we met to the times that we spent, I know that you're the one for me.
I sweat till no makeup on. Chilling out max and relaxing out cool. You remind me of my Jeep and you wanna ride through. What's the fact? You know how to act. Lay you on your back. Hit the cat. Gotta break me off. Top me like a boss. And the course. Take me as I am. I ain't got the flaws. Niggas mad cause they spent the cash. Never got to smash. Look. Love the way the booty bobbing. I just wanna get right to it. I ain't one for all the talking. Got you swinging off the trees. Yeah, just like we in the jungle. We ain't nothing. I got plenty. I'm like Tarzan with the bundles. What's the meaning? I don't wanna wake up if I'm dreaming. Feeling like Joe to see cause I'm fiending. For your love, when your touch, it's the thought got me open. You don't really take much cause I'm
dreaming, just thinking of you. You know you're everything I need, girl. Everything I want, girl. Dreaming, just thinking of you. You got that special kind of love that makes me want you more and more. Dreaming, just thinking of you. You know you're everything I need, girl. Everything I want, girl. Daydreaming, just thinking of you. You got that special kind of love that makes me want you more and more.